In this quick guitar tricks, I'm looking at Paul Gilbert's infamous pattern. This is a really cool little shreddy trick, and once you get in your ear, you'll hear it all over his playing. There's not an awful lot of picking, it's mainly legato. I'll break it down explaining the picking that Paul uses, or at least the picking I think he uses here, but I'd recommend just doing what is the most comfortable for you. So we start off with an upstroke on the 12 on the E, downstroke on the B, 15, pulling off to the 13 on the 12, downstroke on the 14th fret on the G by itself, then we've got upstroke on the 12 on the B, hammer onto the 13 and 15, then we get an upstroke again on the 12th fret on the high E, playing it down on the 14 on the high E, then we play an upstroke again on the 12th fret, hammer onto the 14, pull off to the 12, down on the 15th fret on the B, up on the 12 on the E, down on the 15 on the E, then an up on the 14, hammer onto the 15, pull off to the 14, pull off to the 12, down on the 15. You can see in the tab there where I've put the up and down markers, but as I say, just do whatever's easiest. If this picking isn't comfortable for you, just stick with what's best for you. The other thing you'll notice is this is an odd grouping of notes. I'll put a link to a lesson I've done on that in the past up in the top right corner there. With this one, it's maybe easier to feel it than explain it, but essentially in every beat of the bar, you've got 5 notes. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 2 sets of triplets for the last beat of the bar. For groups of 5, I tend to use the words hippopotamus. So for the first 3 groups of 5, hippopotamus, hippopotamus, hippopotamus. And then here you could say a triplet or triplet or something like that. Triplet, triplet. So you'd have hippopotamus, 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 triplet, triplet. Now that might not help you at all. You might find it's much more easier doing it intuitively by feel, just whatever works for you. I'll slow it down a bit for you as well. So there's other things we could do with it as well. Rather than playing it up high, we could play it down low. I'm going to go for the bridge pick. I'll do that a bit slower. All these examples will be in E minor. I'll link to some jam tracks up there if you want to try them out on a track. Another thing Paul does with this is he'll apply it to string skipping. So I'll do an arpeggio in E minor here. I'll do another one in A as well because that's a bit easier on the fingers. But this here, it's exactly the same picking idea as we had before, but now we're spreading it over a bigger shape, over more strings. With a bit more speed on it. I'm not warmed up properly and I found that stretch pretty difficult. So you could play it here, and like I say, this will work in an E minor context, but it's going to work over the A minor chord better. I'll do that a bit slower. Bit more speed on it. Of course, you don't have to play the whole thing, you could just take parts of it. So, and we could move that through the scale. And you can improvise a bit and mix it up. Yeah, you'll notice with the picking there, when you're doing the string skips, the picking that I suggested doing that I've put in the tab can make life a bit easier because you're going over the strings in a slightly more logical way. But again, different strokes for different folks, so you might find something that's much easier. Or you might want to experiment with hyper picking it instead of having to hop over the strings. Cool, so as always, hopefully this lesson has been useful for you guys, both quick and informative, and I have explained the concept or content well enough that you can take something away from it. If that has been the case, if you enjoyed the lesson and learned something new, please do consider to share, like, comment and subscribe if you feel so inclined. Cheers guys.